Welcome into Campus Corner. Unfortunately, Frank is abroad with the Jaguars in London, so you got me and Justin Barney talking college football with you. We're going to start with probably the second best game of the entire season, Georgia going to Texas. We saw what the Bulldogs did at Alabama in another marquee matchup for the season. They unfortunately lost, but this is going to be another tough test for Georgia. Texas, the #1 ranked team in the nation, Georgia #5. It's going to be a really good game, but Georgia needs to start out. They need to score first, and they need to start strong. That's not what they did against Alabama, and I think that's partly why they lost.
Absolutely. I mean, Carson Beck had a difficult first half against Alabama. Great second half, great finish, just could not author that unbelievable comeback to that late Alabama touchdown and then that interception by Carson to end. But you have to start fast. You can't get into these big 3 or 4 touchdown deficits in the first half. Texas, #1 team in the country. You've already seen the script with Alabama. What happened when you got down big if you're Georgia. Start fast, keep this game close, and it is going to be a tough one. Could be the first of 2 or maybe even more meetings with Texas this season. So if you're Kirby Smart, Carson Beck, get out to a quick start. Don't put yourself in such a big hole like you did against Alabama.
Texas is such a good team. You saw what they did in the Red River rivalry against Oklahoma. Quinn Ewers, Archie Manning. I mean, there's just so many weapons. Georgia's going to have to be on their P's and Q's. But Carson Beck has been looking good.
He has been good. ETN's been running strong. But I think with Texas, with Quinn Ewers back now, and we saw the future in Arch Manning and what he is capable of with Texas once Quinn Ewers moved on. But this Carson Beck team, if you're Georgia, you've got to bounce back. You don't want a second SEC loss. And Texas looks like the #1 team in the country. They absolutely filleted Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry last week, 34-3. They look like a national championship contender. And if you're Georgia, you don't want to get beat by Alabama first and then Texas and having to start answering those questions. Are you not good enough to compete on that national stage with a big brand team like a Texas, like Alabama? Big opportunity for Kirby Smart, the Dogs. Start quick, start quick, start quick.
And like you said, this could be the first of 3 matchups. They could be playing again in the SEC championship and then again in the playoffs, possibly even the national championship. 2 SEC teams, by the way. Let's talk about another SEC team that was so close. The Florida Gators almost beat Tennessee in overtime, but the Volunteers, they stayed strong and won it at home. Way too close. That was played way too close for Tennessee. I assumed with them being the 8th best team in the nation that they would be much better than what they showed and also that they would have blown out Florida. So on a positive note, good for the Gators, good for Billy Napier, but they couldn't finish.
Yeah, I mean, close matters in horseshoes, not in college football. And it's just another, I think, nail in the coffin of Billy Napier's resume. You cannot beat the teams when it matters. That would have been a monumental win to beat Tennessee. There's still games on the schedule that Florida and Billy Napier, if they win, I think Billy is in good shape to possibly come back. But you're going to have to do it without Graham Mertz. News coming out earlier on Monday about Graham Mertz, the knee injury in the Tennessee game. He is likely done for the rest of the season. So this is DJ Lagway's team. That's what fans in Gainesville have been wanting all season. DJ Lagway's team for the rest of the year.
You know what they say, when you put something out in the universe, you better want it. Now you have DJ Lagway. He's going to be the sole starting quarterback. I think Graham Mertz can teach him, though, as a kind of leader on the sideline. I think they have a really good relationship. So I don't think that we're completely losing Graham Mertz. But he's been playing better than DJ Lagway. Again, DJ Lagway is a true freshman. You see it with rookie quarterbacks in the NFL. It's very hard to adjust. But you know, frankly, like I said, Graham Mertz is playing a little better. Hopefully, DJ Lagway can really take control because now he has completely the reins. Now the Gators get Kentucky. I remember last year, I believe I'll have to check this out. Ray Davis had like 300 yards, the former Kentucky running back in the Gators. That cannot happen this week. That's because they play Kentucky this week. Next week, they get a bye week. The week after that, they're coming to Jacksonville playing Georgia in the rivalry game.
Yeah, there's still games on this schedule for Billy and the Gators to get back on track and win in and still make a case to why Billy Napier deserves another season. And that Georgia game is one of them, but I think the Kentucky game is too. Ray Davis not with the Wildcats anymore, so that will not be an issue. But so you've got to stop this Kentucky offense. Anyway, you're giving it to DJ Lagway. This is what the Gators are wanting. He is the future. Don't get hurt, DJ. Stay healthy and see if you can turn this Florida Gators boat around for the rest of the season.
Okay, let's talk about the other team in Florida, the Florida State Seminoles. They're going to be playing Friday night at Duke. Now, Duke is 5-1. Florida State is 1-5.
Ooh.
There's just nothing good. There's nothing good.
Nothing really positive to say. I mean, quarterback has been bad. Defense has been bad. There's been so many issues with Florida State this season. cannot be fixed. You're kind of in the same situation as you are with the Jaguars. What do you do to get things turned around? You're 1-5. You're trying to grasp at straws. As Doug Peterson had said, the slippery slope. I think Mike Norvell was on that slippery slope and trying to hold that team together. But a win on Friday night can help. I mean, you've got to scratch and take anything. 5 losses, you're not completely out of the bowl picture yet, but you have to start with a win. Get that ACC win and see if you can build on something positive out there in Tallahassee.
So Florida State just came off their bye week. They're going to play at Duke. Next week, though, they're going to Miami, okay? That is going to be a very, very difficult game for them. Miami's playing great this season, probably the best team in Florida, or best college football team that's played in Florida. So they need a win against Duke just to at least boost morale a little bit, because at Miami, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah, those Florida State-Miami games of the past were just awesome. So incredible when both teams were ranked top 10 and you felt just that energy. And Miami's got it back. It's got that swagger back going this year. Florida State, not so much. So I'd like to see this matchup. I'd love to see this rivalry materialize into what it was back in the day. Miami's held up its end of the bargain. Florida State's got to get back on track. But Florida State, you cannot talk about Miami before you get past Duke. And it would love nothing more to beat that basketball school up north and do it on the football field. Duke is 5-1, pretty darn good start for the Blue Devils. Florida State needs any kind of momentum, any kind of win, any kind of success. Could come Friday night.
Well, Justin, thank you so much. Next week, Frank Frangie will be back, hopefully with the Jaguars win and hopefully with Georgia, Florida State, and a Florida win as well. But thanks for watching Campus Corner.